How we doing, YouTube? Steve here. It is February the 13th. Down here in Evansville, getting loaded. It's supposed to be a preloaded trailer, but they loaded it on a Schneider trailer instead of one of our trailers, so they're doing a transfer real quick, so it shouldn't take too long, hopefully. There was a trailer full, but they got me next to the dock right next to it, so it's just one to the other, so it shouldn't be too awful long, and they've been at it for about 10 minutes already, so. But anyway, I thought I might just do a little quick video. See, got nothing else going on, but why I'm not running under my own numbers yet. I have my authority. I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit. I got my authority activated. I don't have a plate on this truck yet. I gotta get that yet. But other than that, that's all ready to go. The biggest problem is I haven't bought a dry van yet. And the hopper freight isn't quite where I'd like it to be to run this truck with it. Because this truck, the payment is just a little bit more than running I'd rather run my grain and my hopper with a day cab, which I intend on buying. But I'm going to buy a dry van first, and then because the dry van freight is more than the hopper bottom freight, at least right now, and probably most times it's probably a little bit more than the hopper bottom freight. The nice thing about hopper bottom freight is I'll be home every day. Now if you're running a little bit longer hopper bottom freight than what I want to run, and you can stay loaded all the time, then hopper bottom freight pays more than dry van freight. If you're loaded all the time and you run a little bit more miles than I want to run, I just want to run less than a couple 100-mile radius and be home every day. And when you do all the math and everything, now it would be more, yeah, it'd be more than a dry van if I had a paid for truck. So like if I had a paid for day cab running my hopper, it would make more than running the dry van with this truck payment. Just kind of see what I mean there. But the plan is to have somebody in this truck running regional by mid-late summer. So or worst case, I'll do that and then have somebody in the hopper bottom where they're home every day. But I'm gonna have 2 trucks going by the end of summer. We'll let the 1099 stuff all sort itself out and see where we're at, and if they got to be on regular W-2, then they'll be regular W-2, and if they don't, we'll just do whatever the rule says. But anyway, so I'm just waiting to buy a dry van. I got the financing all lined up for one. It's just a matter of going and buying one, really. Probably wouldn't take 2 days to do the whole thing. There's several of them around. I did see a deal on, I don't know if you guys seen it. It was in, I got an email for a Super Ego. Their trailer sales program. A new trailer, if you bought a brand new one, it's a little expensive, I think, to buy a brand new one from them. But ended up being about $60,000. With everything together. That's for a brand new one. Now that's financing and everything. So that you know, if you figure if you're going to finance a $42,000 trailer, a new dry van is about $42,000, give or take a smidge. If you buy a new dry van, that's where you're going to be at. Well, by the time you get interest paid for 5 years or whatever the term would be, 5 or 6 years, I don't know how long you finance dry van trailers for, but you know, you're probably going to have another, maybe you might not have 10 on it, but you for sure have probably $7,000 in interest. if not 10. So it's, like I said, it's a little bit more than it should be, but I don't think they do a credit check. They're pretty lax on getting you into a trailer, and that's why you pay that extra fee, the $60,000 instead of the $40,000 if you went and just bought one for cash. Now, and their used trailers, the older trailers, or if you rent one from them, I think is $1,000 a month, and you have to pay the insurance. So, for a rental. And then they're leased to own ones. Their older ones are a little bit cheaper, of course. But it seems like that payment's always right there close to $1,000 a month. It's just a matter of how long you string it out for. I'm just using that for an example of some trailers that are out there available. You could probably buy. I haven't called them yet just to buy one outright. What they charge me to buy one just outright, not finance it at all. But there's several places. I live on the south side of, well, northwest Indiana, which is, you know, my ARCA yard is not right on the south side of Chicago, so there's a quadrillion trailers for sale around the Chicagoland area, dry vans. And what I was really looking for is like a 2-year-old one, 2 or 3-year-old one for around $20,000. I can pay more for one and get a newer one. Or I could probably buy a brand new one if I wanted one, but which is tempting to do, but I don't know that I want that much more in the payment. Or I could just lease the dry van and then finance a day cab truck. But I really don't want to have 2 truck payments. If I knew I had a good driver, I would buy another. I'd just lease a dry van and buy a day, because I can get a real nice day cab Mack, less than 400,000 miles. Actually, yeah, less than 400, about a little over 300,000 miles for $30,000, and that's a 2021, 2020, something like that. So got a little warranty left on, and that'd be a green. I'd never wear that truck out hauling grain. Or you can just buy one cash, like off of the Facebook. You know, you get heck, you can find day cabs for 15 to 25, pretty regular. Now they got a little more miles on them than that, of course. And the trucks I was looking at was at that M&K, which is the big Volvo Mack dealer, kind of here in the Midwest. You guys have seen them all before, but. But anyway, yeah, so my authority's just percolating, getting older, so I won't have, like I said, it's almost 4 months old. It is 4 months or almost 4 months old now, so I don't think I'll have too much trouble getting brokers to work with me. And the freight that I'm going to haul from I've already called a couple brokers. I see a lot of freight leaving from my area. They said that won't be any trouble. The only thing the only reason why I haven't left yet is because this load that I'm doing for ARCA is still pretty lucrative, and I'm waiting till it's going to start slowing up here in another 5 weeks. Something like that, by the end of March, for sure by the end of April, but probably by the end of March. And then I know this lane going up and down the west side of Indiana from Markham down here to Evansville. I know that lane so well, and I know what it's like in the wintertime. So the other freight I'm looking at is right along the I-80 corridor, and I really don't particularly want to go to eastern Nebraska when there's 2.5 feet of snow blowing across 80, when I can do this and make the same money. So but come here, once we get through wintertime, then I'll switch over for sure, and my authority will be old enough and I won't have any trouble at all. I haven't set up with a factoring company yet either, so we gotta do that. But anyway, all right guys, I just wanted to check in, and I got my green light, so God bless.